I am back. So, I figured first video was so fun. I kind of wanted to do another. And I don't know. I think I'll try going through all the weapons at least once. Just to give it a nice little overview. Go over some of my thoughts, etc., etc. I tried recording this before. I did a whole run. I didn't like the take, so it's not going to see the light of day. The run itself was really crazy. I don't think we're going to have the same luck. But we'll wing it. I'll try to go for the same build because I think it's really fun. Today we are going to be using the spear, which is, at least before my return to this game, I consider this my favorite weapon, which is a strange take for sure. It's not normally considered one of the more popular weapons normally, but I think it's fun. For the risk of talking too much, though, I'm gonna hold off on the stories and just go over a general overview of what we're going to be doing here. There's going to be a lot less preamble to this one. Hopefully, that was one of my issues with the first video. I hope the audio is a little better. I don't know how to work these things. I gotta figure it out. Anyways, we played bow last time. I made it a point because I think it's kind of wild to talk about in the brief sentence that, or at least just like express the idea that all four of these bow aspects are really strong. Some are more boon or hammer dependent than others, but all of these can get the job done. They're pretty stable. They're honestly pretty consistent. Spear aspects do not work this way. Zagreus, Hades, and Guan Yu all feel like they require very specific hammer setups to function at all, and feel really bad if you don't have them. Guan Yu just feels bad even if you do have them. This is probably my least favorite aspect in the game. It's this or Arthur. Although I haven't tried Lucifer yet. I think that's the last. I haven't tried Lucifer, and I actually
Punch things up a bit.
don't know if I've played Talos, but I digress. I'll probably talk more about Guan Yu later. Achilles is my poison here, my poison of choice. Simply because it's the only spear aspect that feels like it works, at least out of the gate. It's whole gimmick here where you throw your spear, you return to it, and then your next 4 attacks or whatever are all super buff. It just lets you get some really big numbers pretty consistently, and if you do luck into some of like the really good spear hammers, you kind of go insane on mode. Typically for this weapon, I like to start Zeus or Poseidon cast. Because of the flat damage, or I guess the percentage damage increase on this little buff here, the skill's really nicely with cast. If you notice, we did like 375 damage there, plus another 75. It's 450 damage there, which out of the gate is insane. You want to scale your cast just scales so well with this. You can do some good attack boons as well. You can do like an attack focused little bit here. But I feel like that one's a little bit more reliant on getting the right hammers. But I think it's still very good, even without them. But yeah, normally those are my casts of choice that I like to scale, because they're really good at clearing rooms. They deal a lot of AoE damage, and they've got some really fun synergies. Zeus cast normally has the issue of not being super great single target, but it's getting boosted so hard by our little buff that like, you do a lot of great things with it. I'm not going to use either of those. We're using Athena cast because I think the Athena Zeus duo is really fun on this weapon. Same heat that we've been doing that we did before. I'll probably just do the standard 9 heat on all of them, just to keep it even. And I'll probably honestly discuss these at another point as well. I gotta save content, though. That was one of my issues with the last take. I didn't feel like I had a lot to talk about, and the times I was talking, it just wasn't good. But yeah, I'll say, because I've played with all of these, just so I could get the prophecy done. I have opinions on pretty much all of them. Again, I don't, like most of my Hades opinions, I don't think they're too different from what a lot of people have, but I don't know, maybe there's a nugget of wisdom there.
Okay, let's get this done.
Only did that in 6 minutes. Record time ending my rambles.
Ever again.
Ooh.
The power in that spear could tear you to pieces finer than the ones to which some of your ancestors were once reduced.
Oh man, that's menacing. Menacing. I got some friends over today.
I could take him.
They've been over all week. I mean, a friend, I guess. But some game planning is happening, so I feel okay abandoning my guest.
Dare stand against you, cousin.
Alright, and no cast. Oh, let's do a roll.
What else?
Common.
The shield of light.
You kind of hate to see it, but it's fine. 217 is still a ludicrous amount of damage to be doing with a single cast in this point of the game. I did flash the mirror a little bit before the run started, and if I guess you are astute enough, you will know that a few things changed. I am running God's Legacy, whatever the one is that lets you get duos better. I am running that because I do want this specific duo. And it would be nice to get it, just for the run's sake. We are running into the issue where, like, this is a duo where you do want, like, a pretty high variety cast, but I'm doing this for the content, not for, like, the efficiency or the speed clear, so I wanted to run that there. And we're running 3 casts instead of 1 today, because I think that just makes sense given the weapon we're playing. I don't think it's too hard to understand why having more casts is beneficial when you can pump their damage so much. Oh my. Oh my. So Flurry Jab is the best hammer in the game. I wish I could have demoed it before, but normally when you hold down the attack button on Spear, you do like a little charge spin attack. We're still going to use this for a bit though. You hold on a charge spin attack, which prevents you from doing things that other weapons have access to that are like pretty useful to do. One of those, which is like core tech for specifically fists, is you can hold the attack button down and then just tap dash, whatever you want to dash, and do a bunch of dash strikes. Normally you can't do that, but because if you hold down the attack button, you will. I'm gonna let these guys live because I'm explaining this. Normally, if you hold down the attack button on Spear, you do the charge attack, and so you can't do like the stuff. But we took a hammer that, at first glance, doesn't seem very good. But if you notice, we can hold our attack button down and do this. And this is obscene. This is disgusting. This is one of the strongest things to be doing in the game. It does so much damage. I took Aphrodite here because she does really good modifiers, and of course we get the common here. Common Aphrodite isn't great. You really want the higher rarities for her because they just get so much bigger. I'm taking it regardless because I just think it's that good. So now we've kind of got this. We've kind of got this hybrid build. God, I mistimed that. Still a lot better than it normally would have been without Meg, but this is the one fear. This is the one fear. I am going to take this just so it's out of the pool, but we don't really do much with it. I don't. I don't really like backstabs. I'm not good at them, but you definitely don't hate to see it. It is
Looks like enough.
damage, and it's easier to line up against bosses. I need darkness, but I'm gonna take the key here just for the reroll. But yeah, we can kind of like do whatever we want now. I'm probably still going to be looking for the Zeus Athena duo because I think it's very fun. But you'll see me use a bunch of different things here to just clear these rooms out. So we can continue with this. This boon is ridiculous. I would like to palm my cast because palms tend to be really valuable on casts, but we are live for so much good stuff with this chaos. We're happy with attack, we're happy with dash strike, we're happy with anything that has to do with casts. And this will probably inform the rest of our run, probably. In fact, I think our rolls are so good, even though we have this attack here, I think I will roll. Just because I want higher rarity. And there's a good chance we still, like, we get something better. So yeah, Roiling Grasp. Probably what I'm going to take here. Casts just scale so good with the Achilles spear buff. And so the Achilles buff, it buffs for... I mean, I'm just gonna get darkness anyway. But we'll avoid the encounter. I'll get to give Boldy something. But yeah, you buff 4 attacks normally, right? But you have 3 casts. So, but if you have 4 casts, then you're buffing all 4 of them, and it just feels really nice for like my brain.
There you go. That's mine.
So I tend to like that. I guess I don't know if that counted for. I don't know if that counted for my chaos. I don't actually know how that works. Let's.
Stay dead.
Oh my god. I shouldn't have gone for that. My spear play is not super polished, as you've probably noticed, but that's gonna be okay. We're getting a 4th cast, so we really, really want that. We got a lot of gold for this shop too. This is a pretty good Tartarus so far. I'd like to see Zeus here. I might as well gamble. Yeah, I'm gambling.
Don't need that right now.
Oh, good. We meet again.
Let's flush out our core wounds. I'm fine with that.
Cool, mate.
But yeah, I don't quite know the numbers behind it,
Oh, you came back
or anything like that. I just know that, like, we're pumping our cast so much because it's such a big number, it's getting such a big modifier that just the palms on it just feel really important. So I'm probably gonna prioritize that. We have a lot of damage. Yeah, wow. Oh my god. I took a lot of damage there, but I'm feeling really good about where we're at. Currently, it's 4 minutes. Not too bad. I really want Zeus. One of the nice things about picking up Aphrodite there too is that it also makes us live for Smoldering Air. So we really want to see the Zeus call here specifically. Prometheus Stone, I think, is gonna be great. We still got 2 rooms without that 4th stone. There's something I really want to sell. Probably should have checked anyway. I think we really want to see Eurydice here. eventually in this biome. And we're probably taking the one that upgrades our boon rarity.
Hot up here.
But I cut myself off. So we're gonna have 2 rooms without our 4th cast. So the buying the cast there feels good, and it's not like having a 5th cast is suddenly bad, even if the 5th cast doesn't have the buff on it. It's still gonna be doing a lot of damage because we're trying to build our cast to be as good as possible anyway. I find that cast builds are generally very strong. The cast weapons feel like stand out. Oh, where is he? There he was. I hate how large these rooms are. The cast aspects feel like standouts across the weapon types in most instances. But a lot of them can be boring to me. I'm not the biggest fan of like Hera or Beowulf. But I really like how this weapon plays with them. So this tends to be my favorite way to go cast. But one of the reasons why I feel casts are so good in general, though, is simply because there's
And we're off.
just so much you can find in the run to make them better. You're live for so many different Charon well options. You're live for really good options from Chaos. There's just like a bunch of stuff that just like scales casts really well, and it feels so easy and consistent to be able to get your cast to do a lot of damage. And it's good that your cast does a lot of damage because most of these casts are like pretty long range, so you're really safe when you do it too. Spear, I think, is technically considered a melee weapon, but Achilles Spear, especially if you're building for casts, I really do want Hermes, but I'm going to prioritize my first few palms.
Good enough to eat.
Ooh, gee, oh no, it's right here. I'm blind.
Hit the spot.
I interrupted myself again. What was I talking about? Dude, I am incredible at this content creation
Say
game.
the barge of death is never late.
Just the casts are good. Oh, right. So, this is technically a melee weapon, right? But, Spear in general, but like, especially when you're on Achilles, running cast, just feels like the game's 3rd range weapon. And the range weapons feel so much safer than the non-ranged ones. Like, the melee ones, I feel like I put myself in risk to get hit if I'm close, like with that bomb and stuff. And there are a lot of enemies that, like those skeletons, there are a lot of enemies that just feel really hostile to specifically melee classes. The little flame chariots are another great example of that, I think. Yeah, we're starting to see Common Attack not do too well. It doesn't help that there's no palms on it either. We really want to see Zeus's Aid here. There we go. Wonderful.
Zeus?
Alright, so now we're live for both of the Zeus duos, which we will more than happily take either. And like, honestly, I kind of just, if we see nothing but Zeus for the rest of the run, I'm totally fine. I believe I alluded, or maybe I just said this outright during the last video, but Zeus scales incredibly well with himself. There are so many things that make lightning bolts better. And so you're almost never going to be unhappy to take more. So in fact, we can't get the duo, and I just said how important palms are. I'm going to be taking this. Just because from the Athena we can get the dash, and from the Zeus we can get almost anything we want. I hate fighting Athena though. So we're going to fight Zeus, and it's fine. See, we can't get the duo here, but we get incredible boons from both of these gods, and I think that's gonna make us a little bit more powerful than our cast getting bigger. Our cast is already at like fine point. God. Focusing a little bit here. These little learnies are so difficult for me to manage. So you'll notice I'm not super well practiced with this these days. I should probably be focusing on like using all my casts and stuff or whatever. I normally prefer double strike here, but this Jolted is epic, so I think I'm just gonna slam that. More Athena will take for more pet rolls. I'm kind of splitting my Achilles buff. It's probably best for me to do like a full rotation with casts and then a full rotation with attacks. I'm kind of just doing what I want. And I guess we'll just take those. There we go. Well, I'm really glad that this run seems to be going just as well as the last one did. This is really fun. It's especially fun to get this right before learning, because I think this makes dealing with the heads really manageable.
You have to reconstitute yourself just for my sake.
Okay, learning. Just look at the damage. Now, unfortunately, we do only have one cast for this. But oh dear God, look at it go! I think I did not pick it up. Where's that last cast?
Flying bastard.
There we go. There we go. I am going to be concentrating a little bit, trying to clear this. I do, as I said last time, I do struggle with learning a fair bit. But I think we're under control now. Once his head is dead, we'll get all of our stuff back. Yeah, we got a call out. And he should just melt here. There we go. Clean fight. Clean fight. I guess really not that clean, but we're starting to see things come together. I'm going to be taking the Hourglass again. Hopefully I won't miss the well like I did last time. Like a Cyclops Jerky is great here, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, all we really want at this point is just going to be, I guess, more Zoo Spoons, more Palms. Smoldering Air would be pretty good. Although we seem to be charging our thing just okay. I actually don't need a second hammer here. Spear Hammers are probably the most volatile in the game. I, like, unironically think, even though I'm not really showcasing in this run, I unironically think that Flurry Dab here, I think it's just, if you know how to use it, if you like are good at your spacing and your positioning, it's just the best hammer in the game. But a ton of other Spear Hammers just don't feel like they do anything. So it really is the opposite of Bow to me. Just lots of bad decisions, kind of weaker options. But I don't think we're really going to be benefiting that much from hammers other than the one we have. Meanwhile, with Hermes, we can get this Flurry Cast. Excellent, excellent boon for what we want. We want a higher rarity, but I mean, we're so good on money. I honestly don't know what we take with this. Maybe something to boost our special, because we do have to throw it out a little bit longer. But like, there's not. Neither of those options are really going to be super impactful for us. I could be backstabbing with my cast. Oh yeah, that's the fun thing. I always forget about that. You can just kind of like let them kill each other. With a failing shot though, very, very fun. I am. Are they gonna bounce? Gonna miss. They're not boosted. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Extending jab. That's never gonna happen. We just take Breaching Skewer.
Let's go.
I don't think either of these really matter. Palm is really good. More. Or cast. Maybe must be starting to fall. Maybe might be starting to fall off. I am. Excellent. So good at. There we go. Okay, there's a well there. I'm not going to move past it. I hope no one else noticed that. I guess I brought it to everyone's attention now that I have brought it up, but I was complaining about not getting any Charon wells after taking the hourglass last time. I did just walk past one. I noticed it when I was going over the recording. Flame trade? Oh no, he's an idiot. I tend to Zeus's aid would honestly be the most damage here, but I'm just gonna do Heartbreak Strike because plus 20% seems like a lot.
What's in the pool this time?
Honestly,
Just what I need.
we can take another gate here, and it's like very good for us. More Zeus, exactly what we want to see. We've got rolls. We love to see this one as well. It's super weak boss. Yeah. So the idea here, though, is that we don't just. You love to see it. You love to see it. Patroclus would have been nice, but I'm not hurting on Death Defiances. I would just be getting health probably, because we've already got a jerky. A second jerky would be good, obviously, but another cast. Kind of want something a little bit more fun though. I'll take Dash Strike. I don't think that Dash Strike is the play at all. But I don't want to face more enemies. The traps on normally I consider like trap damage to be pretty dangerous because I'm a sloppy player. But the traps in Elysium just lose a Divine Dash most of the time. At least like the big shooty ones do. So I feel pretty okay taking that there. I should really be using this more. It's really strong. Especially against these guys. I wish I had a better grasp for what the spear lets me go through and what it doesn't. I mean, money, we're so rich. Just take more boons. I don't even know what Athena has left to offer us. We've got both of her duos. Oh, that is so wonderful. You'll love to see that. I guess there's some cool synergy there with the cast potentially backstabbing if it bounces. Got him. Really happy. I don't know, dude. I don't know if I iterated this super well when the run started, but I think one of the issues with Spear can be room clear. And so we've got. You'll notice we don't really got a lot of AoE. This doesn't do anything. Like bronze skin, I guess. Yeah. We could use more health, but we're just gonna go for the bomb. And Athena cast, I think, is like. That's a nice number. But we are just doing like. This is just Zeus. It has become Zeus cast with extra steps. There's a little bit higher base damage, but I don't know. Like, am I wrong to be charmed by this? I'm quirky and different. Not like all the other boys. I make strictly suboptimal decisions. I mean, it's probably fine for fishing. We spent the last run doing like a pretty sweaty bow build. Like Artemis attack is very good, but it isn't exactly exciting. It's kind of just big number. So like, I'll do slightly suboptimal and spicy stuff, I guess. Like this. Zeus's 8 is really good. I roll into something here. I mean, Exposed, I guess, technically works with what we've got going. I don't know how relevant it's going to be, but it's something we can apply with our dash. So we're probably going to try and do this like we did it before. and just take advantage of the fact that we can hit both of these guys. Oh, and then he immediately goes away from his friend. Oh my god, he was holding that for so long. Alright. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. He's gonna jump. Help us in the right direction. There we go. It takes a little bit of focus for me to play this build, but I hope you don't mind a little bit of quiet when I need to concentrate. That's probably fine. I shatter too much. I don't think I have a lot of super prescient things to be saying, but I don't know. Kids these days, you need the shatter. I honestly don't know what we want. I guess we just take Acorn. We could keep Bone Hourglass, get some like skilled cast or whatever, but we're fine on Death Defiances. I'm just gonna roll with this for now. I can't use the companion against Zeus yet, or against Hades yet. Honestly, I don't know why. I thought if it was maxed out, if I maxed out the bond level or whatever it's called, that I'd be fine. But I still can't summon it, so there's probably an event I need to activate. So I'm probably just going to use both uses on mini bosses here, and we'll call it a day. A little bit of a slow run, to be honest, but oh, I should have gotten
Stock up for the road ahead.
another, just a 5% boost. Yeah, that's fine. I totally didn't realize that we didn't have another god there. This is actually the strat, believe it or not. And what you see is we'll have 6 different gods represented for our family favorite. It's actually a higher damage boost than normal. Oh, I thought I killed that guy. Yeah. I think there's definitely a few ways in which I could improve my spear play. Definitely a lot of missing attacks, a lot of inefficient damage. I think the spear is really hard. That's one of the reasons I think why it's not super popular. You need to have a really good sense of spacing, positioning, and like your moveset in order to get the most out of its damage. God, oops, hold on, that's fine. Oh my god, I hate this shit. Oh my god. You hate it when that happens. No. Sometimes I will just whiff mag and I don't quite understand how it's whiffing.
Hear me on my authority.
But as I was saying, billowing strength is nuts. With what we got going on, we just got a lot of sources of damage from everywhere.
Quite enough here, thanks.
Even as a spear enjoyer, like I totally get why spear kind of has the middling reputation it does. It's a lot of work, often for middling returns. Achilles is busted. It's if Arish Rail didn't exist, I'd say it's probably like the most explosive aspect in the game. But I think Arish Rail and honestly even Hestia Rail can give it a run for its money. But it's kind of wonky to play still. But if you look at the other spear aspects, it's like Zag Spear just has some cool special stuff it can do. It can also get Flurry Jab, but Zag Spear feels worse than this spear in most aspects.
Some of Charon's wares.
It technically scales with us. I'm not going to try to play for it, but if I accidentally do get backstabbed, it's a good thing to have.
There it is already.
Take this. What do you got for me, Poseidon? would be really funny if we took Ocean's Bounty, huh? Just turned it off me.
A special treat for Cerberus.
But yeah, going through spear aspects real quick.
Check the other passageways.
Zag kind of... I think Zag is probably the second best. Or at least it's my second favorite. It can do a lot of the things Achilles Spear does, just a little less. It's more unique builds, all focused on like explosive return. Oops, I was too busy. Or
I can use this.
some of the other...
Sweet.
We honestly, our family favorites kind of popping off. Our stuff is perfectly here. I keep cutting myself off because just how I be, but
Into the cold.
I think Zag Spear is cool. It's just a little whelming, and if you don't get like the cool special based hammers, it just isn't super exciting. It has a lot of the issues that just General Spear has without too much upside. I think Hades Spear, you definitely can make Hades Spear pop.
Not one step further past
And like
the
the idea of doing like big spin and stuff is really cool. Spin just like doesn't feel super great to me. It's like, how do I describe this? The game, like it really rewards you for just like playing like a fucking lunatic, and just like going really fast and like moving around a bunch. Especially if you're like me and you like to take the heat that makes the enemies faster. Being stationary, actually even before, being stationary doesn't feel super great for when you need to charge the charge. And it's a little late to talk about Guan Yu, but like, God, Guan Yu. I just, like, what else is there to say about Guan Yu that is... People have already said it before. But, like, I think what gets me about Guan Yu is more, like, the promise. There are some, like, cool builds and stuff you can do with the weapon. It's honestly, like, pretty sick in concept. But like the fact that it fails in the particular way that it does fail kind of just feels like a huge bummer. It's just so much health to lose for like literally no reason. I think something that I said about it in the last take that I do want to reiterate here is that every other aspect, as you level it up, gets better, right? Like it feels like when you're investing Titan Blood into it, that like you're making an investment and it's like it's paying off. Except for Guan Yu. Guan Yu's Titan Blood, when you level up, it doesn't make Guan Yu any stronger. It makes Guan Yu less bad. And psychologically, that upsets me. I don't know. And the other thing I don't like about Guan Yu is that all the good Guan Yu builds, they focus on the special. They focus on like whatever the special is that makes you charge it. Whatever the hammer is that lets you charge the special. They all focus on that, and you can get like pretty fast. But like, I think the way that plays is just like a less fun bow with less health. And like the whole gimmick of the weapon is like the cool spin, and the fact that I feel encouraged at all to not build around that because it feels bad is just, I don't know. Anyways, we beat Hades. Fun run. Very happy that our super greedy build got literally everything it wanted. I didn't play super precise with any of my resources. I could have juggled them better. It didn't really matter. We got a slower time. That's fine. I like chattering on. I like just like clicking all of the buttons. I think Achilles' Spear is really good. Some might argue maybe a little bit too good. But anyways, I'll be signing off. Have a good evening, everyone.